Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. This is Terry with terrywhite.net, also White Diamond Counseling Consulting Coaching. I am live here on YouTube, and today I just want to take a few minutes to talk about unconditional love. And one of the reasons why I want to talk about unconditional love is because it's such a challenge with a family when you have so many different personalities, so many different issues within the family system. And then, sometimes just the family of origin, what you were taught growing up, and how you engage with one another. And so, I specifically want to focus on unconditional love when we're talking about our spouses or our mates or our partners. And one of the challenges that individuals tend to have with the unconditional love is when we love based on how you treat me, or I only love you based on what you say to me or the way that you love me, and not truly having unconditional love, meaning that I'm going to love you regardless to the situation, the circumstances, how I may feel, because we are one, because we're a team, we are husband and wife. And so, meaning that when you marry someone, as long as there's always conditions within the relationship, then there's always going to be some ups and downs about how one you become or how much unified you become. And so, is it difficult to love people when you're going through marital issues? Of course it is. Is it difficult, forgiving one another when things happen, when things are said? Of course it is. But again, that goes back to being careful about what you say, thinking about what's being said before it's said, so that you don't have those challenges of later on, trying to get through or get past forgiveness with that other person and loving them beyond what, those different hurts are, because we do hurt one another intentionally. And I really want you to be honest, about how you feel about your spouse when you've been hurt. A lot of times you want to inflict that same type of pain or that same amount of pain to your spouse, because you're trying to get them to know how much you're hurting. And so when you're doing that, the problem with it is that you can't go back and fix that. You can't go back and repair or take back what was already done. So I want you to focus on, what is unconditional love to you? What does it mean to love someone beyond their faults, beyond their imperfections, beyond what they understand love is? And I get it that, that doesn't mean that you love someone who is physically or emotionally trying to harm you. But, we're talking within the confines of situations and circumstances, or, going through relationship issues, not on the extreme of you need to be safe and you need to get out of that issue. So, unconditional love, think about the type of love that Christ had for us. Think about the love that God had for his son, beyond the situation, beyond, the fact that he had to give his life for us. He loved him so much that he looked past what needed, he looked past what was happening, knowing what we needed today. And it's the same when Christ died for us. He went through all of that, knowing that we were going to have these flaws, knowing that we were going to be imperfect, knowing that some of us would not even love him back, but he still loved us. He loved us through all of that. And so Unconditional love. Are you willing to love your partner through all of the challenges that you're going through all of the heartache that you're going through, and not putting limitations on it, not putting, conditions on it? I love you today. If we don't argue, or I love you if we can get through this situation. And, I'm going to love you regardless. And sometimes, even when that individual leaves the relationship, because let's be honest, we're in those situations as well. Someone leaves the relationship, and so do your love just cut off? And just because you continue to love them, that doesn't mean that you have to continue to be vulnerable to them. That doesn't mean that you have to continue to give in to a lot of their um, unhealthy ways, but you can continue to love someone. But I do challenge you to think past what the situation is you're dealing with and the circumstances, and to try to love someone unconditionally. The next time we talk about unconditional love, we're going to talk about it as it pertains to our children, because there are children out there who are really struggling with being accepted for who they are, being accepted for some of the things that they've done. And so the next time we talk, we're going to talk about unconditional love with our children. Thank you for joining in with me. Please go visit my blog at terrywhite.net. I am taking you on a journey to healing, and I would like for you to go on that journey with me. Thank you again.